Little Dahlke's up and running. Idling and warming her up right now. I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. My motor is not running like I would hope. That's a me problem. That's not a Dahlke problem though, because that's my motor. I did not buy that from him. Actually found that on the side of the road in somebody's trash, and I fixed it up and got it running. But my boat's floating away. So yeah, I fixed that motor up, found it on the side of the road, and got it running. And it was running good at home and stuff, but out here, I don't know, it's been kind of iffy. I will say I added a much heavier dampener mat to it. This is like about what a Pro Line is, about 1/4 inch thick. And I like how that's been working. It's still been chucking big rocks just fine. Suction's pretty good. Got to run pretty high throttle to get it, but it's kind of to be expected with a little baby dredge. What else about her? Okay, get that pump up. Cleanouts are definitely, since the motor sits over the box, cleanouts are difficult. It just kind of comes with the territory when you're trying to condense everything down into such a small package. I'll get some measurements here, like length of the entire dredge. I mean, length of the entire dredge, width of the entire dredge, and then length and width of the sluice box, just to give you ideas how big it is. But honestly, it's like maybe 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches longer than a Keen 2.5 inch, and it's narrower by probably 5 to 6 inches as well. So, okay guys, so don't mind the mess in the garage here, but I wanted to get some measurements on the Dahlke for you, and we'll insert them into the video. But the sluice box is right at about 20 inches wide. Get it right there. Slightly under, like 19 3/4 inches wide by, this is difficult to do, by, let's see what the length is, 34 inches long. And as you see here, we got number 4 pound expanded, 3 nice Hungarian riffles, and 3 dovetails, which are new to me, and I am learning those. So that's the sluice box dimensions. Now the overall dredge itself is 30 1/4 inches wide by about 61 inches long. So a little over 5 feet. It's a pretty small little package. Yeah. I don't know, it's doing pretty good, I think, for remote stuff out in the middle of nowhere. Not bad. But we're gonna fire it up here and get going. Oh yeah, I go reviews and price. I'm gonna clean out of the Dahlke box here.
He looks like a kid at the beach with that little shovel.
Shut up. Where's your pink one at? Huh?
Where is that? Oh, that's in my black backpack. Sitting in the living room.
Yeah, you got the most important tool.
It's got to be half the weight of the dredge right there.
It is. It's pretty fucking heavy.
Then
I have a bunch of aluminum riffles like this. I may make a aluminum riffle tray.
I've got aluminum expanded metal that size too.
And honestly, with seeing,
canoe.
Nick, what are you doing, man? I mean, it's not going anywhere, but.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Gold pan, canoe, everything just floating down river.
This is great.
See, yeah, this thing
You're
is
just
like.
gonna start it up and let it run. Push it out.
I don't know if that'll. We can
Right.
try it.
Well, how do you normally do it?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I've only
that's
done it
right.
once. If Nick can stand here and kind of, I think that'd
I'm
work.
gonna make sure the canoe doesn't float away.
I know. Shut up. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to make a different riffle tray. That's a lot
That
of
is a
content
lot of
there.
material.
It holds more material than the Pro line does. So I kind of want to experiment with some other
I'm
stuff.
tired of chasing stuff down in this river.
You're doing a fine job of it.
See, yeah, Nick, if you just kind of hold that there like that, I think that'd work.
God, now the sun's come out and it's beautiful.
Yeah, right.
These rocks are slippery.
I'm not ready, man.
You're never ready. You're useless.
Oh, I didn't want to spill my beer.
I know.
Thinking about the important stuff.
Woohoo!
Is it on?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Dude, this thing's got reverse lights on and everything.
There's so many caught.
You need to take it. You might have to take the pro line and suck out this thread.
I definitely want to, I'm going to probably experiment with some different riffle trays, some like super lightweight ones with aluminum. Look how thick that miter floss is. I feel like it'd be, I mean, so when you have a roto mold like this, it's very difficult to change it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, if you had a bunch of things in there. There's a piece.
Yeah.
Some little fines in there. There's a flake.
Yeah, I saw that one from across it. That's why I come over here.
Like I said, there's a big crack over here that I wasn't able to clean out. Yeah. I don't know, Nick, for what I ran, we might want to move over to this side depending on what this looks like. Because I didn't, you can look at what I dredged.
Well,
and I
let's
barely
hurry
cleaned
up here,
anything
buddy. I've got all day.
out. I'm not your friend, buddy.
Turn it on, Matt.
I know. Shut up.
Being all smart, so we turn it on.
You just did the same thing with the pro line.
Yeah. I've only done it once. He's over here on like 5 full starts of that thing. They get it on. It's not a big deal.
Really a decent amount of gold right there, I think.
Yeah, see, look,
Yeah.
look at that.
Okay.
That doesn't look bad.
For, if you look at how much material, I barely ran anything.
Anything decent size in there? I mean,
Yeah, it's all fine, little flakes and
Yeah.
stuff. But like I said, there's a big crack there. I couldn't get to the bottom of it.
Brent, Matt, this water's cold.
Yeah, there's a bunch of nice little finds and stuff all through here, and I barely ran 30 minutes with this in this spot probably. Some of that's some real fine stuff too. I think it's doing its job on catching gold, honestly. May have a lot of cons, but
Catching the whole river.
yeah, that too.
All right, you get about 20 more seconds of me being down here.
Oh man, my hand.
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Beer.
Thirsty. My
Pour
back,
it into his mouth.
my back hurts right now.
Stop it. I like to see it go.
There, you can see your goal. There's one up there. See how blue everyone is? Yeah, this is
Not the best setup. That's a lot of fun.
the longer you wait, the less we're gonna have. It's not good for a clean out, huh? And I understand what you mean about the mold, but I tell you what, if you could have it angled back and have like the holes in the middle there.
Well, even if you just like teased it, I wonder if this is solid or if this is hollow at all. I don't.
Feels pretty solid.
Feels solid. I could ask him that probably.
I mean, worst case scenario, you just have to repair it. Did you get those little pieces out of there?
What?
The little pieces of gold that were still floating up in there?
I don't know. Probably not.
God, is this stuff called a miner's forest?
Miner's rainforest.
How do they make miner's moss?
Yeah. Riffle tray. I definitely do kind of want to try and make. I might try and make still like dovetail riffles out of aluminum, but make an aluminum riffle tray.
Oh, that's what you're saying, riffle tray.
Yeah. She tubby. For being a little lightweight dredge, the riffle tray is tubby.
Definitely half the way.
God damn it.
Come on, Nick.
Ugh. Well, if you didn't have 700 pounds of cons in here,
She got the plugs on the back.
yep, that's all you
I
can say
still,
about
I
it.
think,
Why isn't that sitting down?
because that's why I was blowing into it. Because depending on air and temperature and stuff, the mold will suck in, and since that's such a big space, it'll drop. So I can raise it substantially by blowing in it, but I think some of this is bowed up too. I think
Blowing in it? That's just crazy.
I can't imagine why you got all those cons.
I'm gonna film this.
Oh, this. Yeah, blow it, Matt. Well, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's not moving.
Well, maybe it is. Huh.
Definitely gonna get a head rush doing
Yeah,
that.
keep going.
Woo!
I mean, it fills in the gaps a little bit at least.
Yeah, it's coming up. You only got
What are you blowing into?
3/4 of an inch to go.
Huh?
No, it's actually come up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let me push it down real quick.
Like the rear riffles are definitely sealed down. I've looked at that. It's just the front with the expanded metal, and I'm wondering if the expanded metal is actually not quite as low as it should be. I'm not sure. That's actually pretty good there. So that's the stock box. You got large. I think that's 4-pound expanded. 3 Hungarian riffles, and then 3 dovetail riffles. I mean, it holds a lot of cons, I'll say that, but I mean, it was looking like there was some nice gold in there, and it was very fine. And it seemed like it was predominantly way up front, too. think it's doing its job well. Definitely gonna do a lot more testing with it. I'm thinking of maybe making, yeah, an aluminum lightweight tray. Because I got riffles like this. I can probably make those. My dad's buddy could bend those up out of aluminum, I think, pretty easily. Okay guys, so here's a little direct size comparison for you. I'm in my garage right now and it's a little cramped. Don't mind the freaking wreck that it is. But here's the Dahlke 4B, Micro 4B, next to a Keen 2.5 inch. As you can see, the 4B is slightly longer, but if you take into account the length of the sluice off the back, then it's shorter. But frame and floats wise, slightly longer, the Dahlke 4B, but it's also slightly more narrow. I'll get a measurement for you here, and then you got the Pro line over here, and it's just huge. So here's the massive Pro line. And then you got the little itty bitty 4B and Keen. But yeah, so that is a little bit of a size comparison for you. And that's once you add the sluice. I mean, the sluice of the sluice, flare, and power jet of the Pro line probably weighs as much as the mono body on the Dahlke, and is twice as long. Because I mean, it's all the way to here, and then it goes wee and sticks 2 feet out the front. So that should give you a bit of a size comparison between them. The Dahlke's much smaller and lighter, probably easily half the weight of what the Pro line is. I'm gonna go grab a tape. Okay, so we got the tape measure. I know we measured this before, but the Dahlke is 30 and a quarter inches wide by right at about 5 foot 1 inch long. The Keen 2.5 inch is right at about 36 inches wide, so 3 feet, and the frame and floats sorry guys, and the frame and floats are right at about 53. So yeah, the Dahlke's what, about 7 inches longer overall than the Keen 2.5 inch. But then if we go over to the Pro line, we're sitting at probably almost 46 or 47 wide. And overall length around about 6.5 feet. But if you count add another 1.5 feet almost for that. There you go. That's a little showing the size of the two. And a Keen 4-inch Ultra Mini float dimensions, I believe, are about the same. They're a little thicker. Frame's gonna be, so it's gonna be a little wider. So it's probably even wider than what the Dahlke is, but still you're looking at around the same footprint for the Ultra Mini. But the sluice box on the Dahlke is actually 40 square inches larger than the sluice box on a Keen Ultra Mini. So there's some numbers and statistics for you and a little bit of a size comparison. Yep, there we go.